Generally, I'm reasonably happy with the level of skills that students come to college with. But that's because I look at writing as a developmental act. I don't expect them to be perfect writers when they come to college. When I started college, I could not have written my PhD dissertation. The ability to write something long and complicated that involved multiple sources in which I was to perform as an expert was not something I'd ever have to do. So I always look at students as college, you're doing a different kind of writing at a different level with different expectations. And of course, you're not going to be as good at it as you need to be. That said, I think a lot of students come to college with a notion of a fairly narrow formula for writing. Have a thesis statement, divide it into X number of points, write a conclusion that summarizes everything that you've just said. And I think there are all sorts of situations in which that kind of writing is useful. It's not sufficient at college. Problems are a lot more complicated than that. And so for the students who I think struggle the most, they've learned a particular strategy that has done very well for them. And then they encounter a situation in which that strategy is no longer appropriate. And I shall say that I don't necessarily fault, I would never fault what's going on in the high schools. If you think of the logistics of teaching 100 to 150 students, you think if you assign a complicated writing task, even if you spend 5 or 10 minutes per student responding to, coaching them, it's an inordinate amount of time. So the kinds of strategies that are sort of shortcuts, maybe less complicated than they will need later, that's perfectly understandable.